Welcome to the boating adventure. So I'm hoping to make some headway today. I'm going to aim to get down to Hawkesbury Junction and then go from there on the North Oxford Canal down to the village of Anstey and have a look around the village, because I've never ever stopped, been through it lots of times, and we have moored up there but we never sort of ventured further than the mooring. So I've been doing a little bit of research about it and want to go and have a look. So come and join me. So we've got just 5 miles now to get down to Marston Junction before we turn on to the Coventry Canal. It's just coming up to about 6 minutes to 1. It's going to take us a couple of hours, I think, to get down to the beginning. Okay, so I've put the microphone on the top camera as well now, so hopefully I can do a little bit of narrating as we go along. So we're coming up to bridge number 13, and there's a narrowboat just coming through. Both bridges 13 and 12, if you take the footpath on them, will take you to the area of the village that has long since disappeared of Stretton Baskerville, which is connected to Dick Turpin. He's supposed to have spent some time there. If you've been following my channel for some time, you'll know that I've visited most of the villages and hamlets at the side of the Ashby Canal. The next one coming up is a place called Burton Hastings, and I did a little vlog about that. So I've done the vast majority of the places down the Ashby Canal, so that's why I want to go a little bit further afield now and have a look at all the settlements at the side of the North Oxford Canal and the Coventry Canal. I have done quite a few of the Coventry Canal, but I haven't done many of the settlements on this side of the North Oxford Canal. So the first one that we come to is Anstey. So we've done a mile, we've just got 4 miles to go. I do like this bridge 12 with the railings on the top there. I think it looks really good. So here in the cockpit it is 62 degrees. I've got both sides open at the moment. I have got the Chinese diesel heater on, that's giving me a little bit of warmth around my feet. It's 20 minutes past 1 and I'm just doing 4 miles per hour. That's the bridge that takes you up to Burton Hastings. And we're coming up to some permanent moorings on the port side, and there's a gentleman there who moors his boat up, a narrow boat. He's a great friend because he gave us one of the ducks that we have here on the Swamp Duck. Really nice chap, and he always waves and smiles as we go past. This is bridge number 5 coming up. And there are some visitor moorings on the towpath side. These have recently been reappointed, and there are some rings, but they are often difficult to see because they're set back a little bit, but there are some rings there. And I've seen some vlogs where people have missed them because they haven't been able to see them. So it's 10 minutes past 2, so time for a cup of tea and a bit of lunch, and then try and get away for about 2:45. Apart from Charity Dock, which is ahead of us, this stretch of the Coventry Canal up to Hawkesbury Junction is fairly unremarkable. So this is a little bit of a boat graveyard. It's a real eclectic mix of boating. It's not the prettiest site on the canal network. So I may just pull up before Hawkesbury Junction just to top up the fuel to make sure I've got both of the fuel tanks full. Okay, so that's 2 full tanks successfully done. So that should be enough now to get me to Anstey and back. And there's still a little bit of fuel in the spare tank. Something in the water there. Not sure what it is. Piece of plastic or something. Oh, that is a piece of plastic. Okay, so it's 4:15, and I've got a couple of miles now really to get to Anstey. Okay, so once I got to about here this afternoon, I started having engine problems. It's like it's overheating again. So I've flushed it out a few times, I've put some compressed air through it. I've given the filters a good scrub with a brush as best I can, and fingers crossed it's been going for a little while now without any problem. But I decided the best thing to do would be to turn round. I don't want to get too far away, it just makes it more difficult if I have to be rescued. So I'm heading back towards Hawkesbury Junction, and I'm just going to keep going until the light fades, and then I'll moor up for the night. Well, a very good morning to you. They do say that the best laid plans of mice and men can go asunder. So yesterday I almost got to Anstey. I wasn't very far away, only a mile or so, and then I picked up some crud going round one of the bends. That stretch hasn't been used that much lately because there's been a narrowboat across the canal and it's been closed. So I guess there was quite a bit of debris, and I wonder whether some of it had actually come from the narrowboat, which I passed. It was called Rose, I think. That was almost as far as I got. So the engine is super sensitive, and as soon as it gets some crud in it, it's very difficult to get it cleared. So what tends to happen, you go so far and the alarm sounds and the engine basically stops. So I flushed it out with some fresh air and gave the filters a bit of a scrub as far as I could reach. And to cut a long story short, I was able to hobble back to the lock at Hawkesbury Junction, and then I got along the Coventry Canal. I was running out of daylight, so by the time I reached the bottom of the Ashby Canal, which is where I am now, it was dark. So that was my first experience really of travelling in the dark, and I have to say it was okay, but the light on the front, which is an original I would think, it wasn't very bright. So it's a good job I had a halogen lamp with me as well. But I moored up successfully where I moored yesterday when I had lunch, and that's where I am now. I've had a jolly good shower and I'm tidied up. I'm just going to have a spot of porridge, and then I'm going to give the engine another clean and take it up to the water point at Bridge 15, give it a flush out, then take it into the marina, and we'll see where we go from there. So I did lift the engine out of the water, and I used a little pin just to poke it through the bottom filters, make sure there's nothing in there, and then I blew some air into them. That seemed to be coming out the other side, so that looked okay. And then I've put some high pressure air into the P hole, and that seems to be bubbling away at the bottom. So so I can't think that there's much in the way of a major blockage in there. So hopefully whatever it was will have cleared. We'll see how we go. Okay, so fingers crossed the engine's going to start. Sounds good, sounds nice, purring. It is quite windy today, so I do need a bit of power at times, I think, so just hope it doesn't let me down. So I hope you've enjoyed this little trip up and down the Ashby Canal, a little bit of the Coventry Canal and a little bit of the North Oxford Canal, not as much as I wanted to. I pulled up for a spot of lunch just before Bridge 13. The engine started to play up a little while back. It took me ages to do a mile, so I took it out of the water again, giving it a blast of fresh air, all the rest of it. I'm not far now from a water point, so I want to get to the water point and flush it out with water. That's all I can do really, and then just try and get it back to the marina as quickly as I can. Unfortunately, there are 49-mile-an-hour winds at the moment, so we're getting blown all over the place. But once we get into Hinckley, it might help because it'll be a little bit more sheltered. Okay, so that's my last bridge coming up, bridge number 17, and then we are at the marina. So, I can safely say that the swamp duck has landed.